Every time you watch a video, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, Netflix or TV, there are always different camera angles that you will see. Most people won't even notice the difference between camera angles and will just follow the flow of the film. Camera angles are super important as they allow you to add depth to your shots. They convey emotion and can add emphasis to important parts of your video. So let's dive straight in and look at some of the most common camera angles and how they can be used to improve your videos. Firstly, we have an establishing shot. Usually, this is the first shot that you see in any professional video. Normally, this is an aerial shot or a super wide angle, which will help the viewer establish the location, and it allows you as a videographer to get as much detail in as possible. For example, a person hiking in the hills just shows how big the landscape is compared to them. Wide angle shots are generally used alongside establishing shots. Their primary aim is to show the viewer a full view of the subject and their surroundings, but not as wide as the establishing shot. This can be used to create a sense of space within your image. Medium shots are used to give off a bit more detail on the subject. They are usually captured from the waist up. This is because the subject's hands and part of their surroundings can still be seen. It helps you capture actions in detail such as someone picking something up, all whilst maintaining a general view. Now, medium shots are one of the most popular shots that you will see used in video production. Next, we have the medium close-up. Medium close-ups generally include the subject from the chest up. These are used to capture some details on the subject's face, such as expressions or emotions, while still keeping their surroundings in the frame too. They are often used during conversations that show the space between two people. Close-ups aim to fit the subject's face in the frame purely to focus on emotion. These are great to connect with the audience and help tell their story, or make the audience feel what the subject feels, as there are no background elements to distract them from the subject's reactions or gestures. Extreme close-ups show detail of a particular part of the subject. These are used to give emphasis on certain actions or features, for example, capturing the subject's hands picking something up, their eyes whilst crying, or their mouth whilst talking. Again, these are used to convey emotion and help the viewer really feel what the subject is feeling. Next, we move on to a bird's eye view. Bird's eye view, as the name suggests, is an angle that looks like it's taken from a bird's perspective. It offers a very high level view of the subject and the surrounding areas and is usually used to give more emphasis on scale and movement. This angle is becoming more and more popular since the increase in affordable drones and could be an absolute game changer for your videos. High-level shots are taken by pointing the camera down on the subject. This gives the impression that the subject is somewhat vulnerable or powerless. It is common for high-level shots to be directly above the subject or just above their line of sight. Next, we have eye level. Eye level shots are the most natural camera angle as it allows the viewer to see exactly from the subject's perspective. This can help the viewer connect with the subject. These are most commonly used in like housing walkthroughs or first person view shots similar to VR. Finally, we have low level shots. These are taken from below the subject's eye level, pointing upwards. This makes the subject look powerful and strong. Used well, a low level angle can create emotion that the subject has completed or is about to complete a challenging task. Now, these aren't all of the camera angles that you will see, they are just a selection, but they are probably the most common to use. Used well, they will give your scene depth and purpose, and paired with good timing and good music, it will allow your viewer to connect with your subject and really feel their emotion. So let's have a look at a scene with just the one camera angle. Now let's have a look at a scene with a range of camera angles. Both of these scenes were shot on the same camera with the same lens at the same point in the day. They have been colour corrected and colour graded exactly the same. Now you can really see the difference here, that using just the one camera angle might leave your viewer feeling a little bored, whereas if you use a variation of camera angles, it can really add to the emphasis and keep your viewer engaged. Now remember, don't overuse camera angles and don't change them up every second. You can use a range of camera angles throughout your videos to build emphasis and help the viewer follow the story and see the emotion through your video. So that's all for camera angles, but if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a shout.